and the band played Waltzing Matilda as our ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we set off for Gallipoli.
Good morning and welcome to our ANZAC Day Ceremony for 2020. This is a day where we commemorate and give thanks to all those men and women who have put their lives at risk to protect our shores and defend our freedoms.
We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay respects to elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the cultures and the hopes of Aboriginal Australia. We must always remember that under the concrete and asphalt, this land is, was and always will be traditional Aboriginal land.
ANZAC Day is a very significant day in Australia's history. On the 25th of April 1915, Australian and New Zealand forces fought their first major battle during World War I at Gallipoli in Turkey. Each year, Australians remember and give thanks to all the brave men and women who served our country in times of war.
After Gallipoli, the Anzacs were posted to the battlefields of northern France and Belgium, known as the Western Front, where they continued fighting against the German army. World War I finally ended on the 11th of November 1918, when the Germans called an armistice, laying down their arms and surrendering.
The Anzac spirit of mateship and loyalty to our country and friends is still part of our culture today. Whilst 105 years has passed since the Gallipoli landing, we remember the courage and sacrifice of the first Anzacs, as well as the many men and women who served our country through numerous other conflicts and still do to this day, protecting our freedom.
Other iconic symbols help us to remember the sacrifice of these brave men and women. Rosemary grew wild on the Gallipoli Peninsula when the soldiers landed in 1915. As there were no flowers to decorate the graves of the soldiers, rosemary was used instead.
The red poppy was believed to be the first plant to flower in the battlefields of France and Belgium after World War I. People believe the colour of the poppy represents the blood of the fallen soldiers.
The slouch hat was created because of a shortage of helmets during the Boer War. The felt hat, with its side turned up, was an emblem of the courage of the Australian digger.
The Rising Sun badge is worn on the brim of a slouch hat and is the official insignia of the Australian Army.
The biscuits sent to soldiers during World War I had to survive the long journey by sea. They were known as soldiers' biscuits, but after Gallipoli the name changed to Anzac biscuits. As they were so hard, soldiers used to dunk them in hot tea and then eat them.
Two-up is only played on Anzac Day in hotels and clubs. It is played by throwing 2 pennies into the air. Players have to guess whether the coins will land on heads, tails, or one of each.
Flowers and wreaths are laid as a way of remembering those brave people who died during the times of war.
Please stand. The ode is part of a poem called For the Fallen by Lawrence Binyon. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Please repeat after me, lest we forget.
The last post is the bugle call. That means it is the end of the day's activities for the soldiers. On Anzac Day, it is played to remind us of the many soldiers killed or wounded during wars.
Please remain standing for 1 minute silence to reflect on our fallen soldiers. Reveille is the bugle call that signals the start of the Soldiers' Day. Please remain standing.
Please remain standing for our national anthem.
This concludes our ANZAC Day Ceremony for 2020. Thank you everyone for attending.
And the band played Waltzing Matilda as a ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we set off for Gallipoli.